just said this is going to be an effing great show. And he told me to get started. So here we are. We are starting. It's Realities May Vary. I'm Brian Noonan. That's Cody Gough. And that's a bottle. Looks like you're giving Diet Mountain Dew to the baby. Is that,
yeah.
How are you?
Got to get her started early.
That baby is making a lot of appearances. We're very excited to have her again.
Yes. Her eyes are getting dark like mine now, too. It's
really?
It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, we've been focusing a lot on your daughter the last couple episodes. Where's your son? Is he in bed asleep? Or is he downstairs doing God knows what?
He joined a chain gang.
What is that? He joined a chain gang or drank a chain gang?
He joined a chain.
Oh, he joined a chain gang.
He might have started it.
Well, that's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. A little Sam Cooke for you, Cody. Bring it home. A little Sam Cooke.
I'm giving my baby a bottle. When I went to the freezer, it looked like this bag was 4 ounces. It was 2. So if this runs out and she's still hungry, I will. You're gonna
have to go get another. So wait, and so you freeze the breast milk? Is that how it works these days?
Yeah. I mean, she usually just feeds directly, but my wife, pumps to get a little store, and we've got a little reserve.
You pump different. There's different feeding amounts for different times of day. Is that?
I don't really know how it works exactly.
Okay.
Things come out at certain times of. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, in the morning, do you feed your daughter 2 ounces and then in the afternoon 4 ounces, or is it just whatever's in the bag and you feed her till she's bloated and can't eat anymore?
We have no idea. That's the tricky thing about breastfeeding is it's not like you like breastfeeding and then you're like, oh, the baby just had 4 ounces. Like, you don't know, right? So you just guesstimate. But her bottles have been increasing steadily over time, right? It's like starts at like 2 ounces when she's stuffed. Then eventually it's 3. Sometimes now it's a little bit it's still around 3 actually. But
what's she, a couple months old now, right?
3 months, Wednesday.
3 months. Yeah. So she's probably, Thursday, she's ready for a steak or something.
I think so.
2 ounces of breast milk. It's not gonna do it.
No. Well, wait, I didn't preview what we're doing today.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Well, we didn't do our check-in or anything. Go.
On today's episode, Brian and I are both sick, and we have no idea what we're talking about because we're both loopy. And that's where we're at. And I'm feeding a baby while we start. So that's about as organized as you're going to get.
I love that this has become like a family affair. Your daughter has been, I think this is the 3rd episode in a row that your daughter has been with us.
Do you hear the aggressive slurping in the background?
I hear she sounds like she hasn't eaten in a month and a half.
That's every time she eats.
Really? She's that hungry?
It's pretty intense.
She sounds like she's going to be a strapping young lady.
It's out of control.
She takes out. Now, do you think she will, based on your memory of your son's eating at 3 months and your daughter's eating at 3 months, will your daughter be whooping your son's ass pretty soon?
I don't know, man. He didn't eat like this. She eats voraciously. That is a vocab word of the day. Voraciously.
That is a nice one. Voraciously.
What that? Can you Google that?
I don't have it. I can. Voraciously means quickly and a lot, but I'm going to pull it up. I hope she's young enough that she doesn't think you're body shaming her. Because that'll trigger people.
No,
having a huge appetite, ravenous, excessively eager, insatiable, a voracious reader, for example. It's an adverb.
I love adverbs.
Yes.
Adverbs are, I think, among the best of the verbs because they can describe both a verb and an adjective.
Correct.
So think about that. How did you get sick from NOLA or you got sick since?
Got sick from I was fine when I got back.
I know you like to scapegoat the chillins because they are plague gnomes, but
all right. First of all, the other 1st grade teacher in the room next door and one of her students tested positive for COVID. Secondly, every child in our room is hacking like we've opened a tuberculosis ward in 1st grade. The sputum and snot that is coming out of all of these little heads is amazing. A kid sneezed directly in my face the other day.
Okay.
So nobody did that to me at Mardi Gras.
That you know of. You got pretty drunk.
No, I didn't actually.
Oh.
This is the weird part about my Mardi Gras drinking. The first day I got a little buzzed. And I chalked that up to the fact that I had just driven 14 hours. Then I made the mistake of going from beer before liquor, never sicker. So starting on Saturday and Sunday, I started out with rum cream in my coffee. Then I moved to old fashions. And then later in the day, I went to beer. So I was basically drinking from 8 a.m. until late in the evening. And I was fine because liquor before beer, you're in the clear. Hello, back of the baby's head.
And that's all you're getting, social media companies.
Oh, she's not happy with you.
It would probably help if I sat during the show, but I don't.
Oh, that's right. You stand up.
Oh, she doesn't like that at all. I'm going to mute myself and continue to hear about your sick, disgusting children.
No. All right. So I've taken, and if you have small children, I'm not telling you anything new. From toddlers on up there. One, I don't know. I don't remember having to teach Molly to blow her nose. I'm sure we must have, because kids don't know how to blow their nose. And they also don't know how, despite a lot of tutorials about doing the vampire cough, where you pull your arm across and you cough into your elbow, and the vampire sneeze. And we've even taken to playing videos because we give them like a movement break after the first hour. So like a 5-minute movement break where we play a video, like a Go Noodle or something. And there's one about washing your hands. If you're a boy, you wash your hands. If you're a girl, you did. It's a whole thing. These kids have zero concept of hygiene, like to the point where I'm literally seeing arcs of snot come out of their heads. Arcs of Snot was your album when you were in jazz band in high school, wasn't it?
It was. And college, freshman year.
So, pardon me. So I do, in our reading groups, it's small groups. So the kids come and they sit at my table and I'm only a couple feet away from them. So I've taken to wearing a mask during those small group reading things. Except the other day, I wasn't doing a group. A kid just came and sat down and was talking to me and then sneezed right in my face, like straight up the whole nine. And I was like, oh no. So then I got the text Thursday from the teacher next door who we have meetings with, we talk to all the time. She's got COVID. One of the kids in her class, that's where she got it, she thinks, from the kid in her class who was tested positive. So now it's like, but I've taken 2 tests. They have expiration dates on them. I'm not quite sure now if they're good or not. Because one of them, like the one I took today, the expiration date was June of 22. So that's 6 months ago, 8 months ago, almost 9 months ago. I'm going to just keep counting months. It's not quite a year. But yeah, so that's the illness. So it's just one of those things where it's like, oh. And then, quite frankly, while we were off today for Casimir Pulaski Day, did you celebrate Casimir Pulaski Day? Did you go and have some
I do. I have streamers. I have a Casimir Pulaski Day tree. It's phenomenal. I may need to step out of frame for a moment.
That's fine. You have something that you have to do. You got to take care of the baby. Yeah, I got to tell you, Cody's kids are great, but I'm so glad I don't have infants anymore. They're a lot of work. They grow up to be nice kids. And his daughter is lovely, I don't know if he still has his headphones on, but if he does, he does. All right. So he's like, yeah, but you don't have your mic on. So yeah, thankfully I can read lips. But no, it's exhausting. It's a young man's game. Thankfully, Cody is still a relatively young man. I come home from school after dealing with 6 and 7-year-olds all day, and I am exhausted. So I don't know. Pardon me. Like I can babysit for a day in an overnight, that kind of thing. But oh man, I wouldn't want to. At some point, maybe Molly will have a child. Then I'll be a grandparent. Grandparents, you only watch them for a day, a couple days, maybe. You're not, it's not full time. Plus, you can always send them back, which is the fun part of being a grandparent or an aunt and uncle. Just send them back. Oh, it was so much fun seeing you. I hope to see you again very soon. Goodbye. And then you scurry away, and the children go back to their parents who love them and want them to be with them all the time.
This is going very poorly.
What's going on with her? She's very upset. Is she still hungry?
No, she's just really pissed off.
That you're broadcasting or podcasting
Possibly.
or
Can't
something
tell.
casting?
She's not just happy.
She's really upset. That sounds like an I'm mad at my dad cry.
She wants nothing to do with me. This is not great podcast.
I think it's a nice glimpse inside your life.
There's
and this is also a future therapy session down the road. Whatever you've done to piss her off this much, is going to come back.
She has what we call the witching hour, which is when she's just inconsolable. Typically it's a little earlier. I thought it was over an hour ago. So I get my son in the bath for bath time, and then her witching hour starts. And it's just, you can't hold her in any position without her just losing her mind. She's just she's inconsolable. So after about 2 weeks of dealing with this, because I watch her many nights of the week, my wife teaches yoga. So I'm on night duty solo 3 days a week.
Oh man.
After 2 to 3 weeks of this, I finally tonight, for example, I'm just like, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go put you in this room and just lay you down and leave you for 10 minutes. And then when I come back, she's either asleep or just kind of catatonic from having cried it out a little bit. And then I can pick her up and she's chill. And it's great. And it's that, or carry her and flip her 18 different ways for 45 minutes and get super stressed and child rearing is difficult, folks.
It is. It's not for the timid, which is why I don't understand some people who, they have 6 and 7 kids and none of them are easy kids to parent. You go, what's going on? Why do you have so many of these? At some point you should have stopped.
Do you wonder that about your parents?
No, because it was a different time. 5, we had people in our school and our parish that 8 kids. There were a lot of 8-kid families in our parish. So to have just 5, they were like, what's going on at the Noonan house? Nobody getting a little, what's going on over there? Slackers.
Wow.
With the 8. Then there were a couple families with 2, and we would always look at them like, that must be weird, huh? Everybody's got their own room. You got a lot of food at the table because you don't have, all these people grabbing at it. So that was weird.
Well,
you had 4.
My parents had 4. I had 2.
Well, you had 4 in your family.
I was all the time. I'm like, we went to church and it's like, Mom, how did you get 4 children to I can barely get my one son in the car.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it explains why we were always late for everything, because I don't know how, no matter how early you start, when you're trying to get five kids wrangled up, plus your husband, who probably didn't want to go wherever we were going anyway, it's got to be like, oh man, because I don't remember my dad being a big help getting us ready, other than let's go, get ready,
right? I feel like my parenting is not super interesting, so I think we should change the topic from the children's.
All right. Well, listen. Let's talk about this Chai-Ditarod. Now, I will ask this: can people still donate to the Chai-Ditarod?
I think so. So if you've got that QR code handy, you can pop it up.
Yeah, I do. There it is.
Yeah, I believe they'll still take donations if you feel like you missed out, you want to donate. But I hit my fundraising goal. Thank you, everybody that donated. Lots of, I would give shout outs, but I can't pull up the thing right now. Yeah. But I did, by the way. I've got her in the football hold.
I see that.
Perfection. This is the one. This is the almost foolproof hold. So we're good. I know I said I'd stop talking about kids, but in case you're.
Listen, we talk about our lives, and at this moment, that little peanut that you got in your arms.
Gremlin. She's a
gremlin.
Oh, she's a gremlin right now.
Yeah, don't get her wet.
In a good
and don't feed her after midnight.
Right.
What if now your son woke up and just came in swinging a bat? It's like, he lost his mind too. It's like, So I saw the Chai-Ditarod Saturday night on the news. They did a real quick thing, and I thought I saw a very tall speed racer. Was your speed racer very tall?
I was
Yeah.
gosh.
I didn't see the Racer X, but I saw a powder blue like jumpsuit with a white helmet, and that's the Speed Racer look.
That's ours. Yeah.
So I was like, that might be Speed Racer.
We had 5 people. We organized the whole thing, planned it, and did it all. But one guy couldn't make it last minute, so he was kind of a sub, and I had never met him before.
Okay.
So I don't remember how tall he was, but we were the only Speed Racer team, and I think we did a pretty nice job. We raised more than $5,000 and donated more than 100 pounds of food to the Greater Chicago Food Depository.
Wow, nice! Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember. The weather was pretty good on Saturday, wasn't it?
The weather was amazing, and I thought it was gonna be a wet race because it was supposed to rain or snow on Friday. My parents in Rockford didn't get a drop any snow. I didn't get any snow out here. No snow anywhere. It's just
no. There was snow out by my mom's because Saturday we went there and you could tell it was still on the grass, and you could tell that the streets and the sidewalks they were wet, so everything had melted. But I walked out of school Friday at 3:05, and it was starting to. There were some flurries. By the time I got to the house, there was nothing. So yeah, once again, the weather monkeys panic us all.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing happens. So thank goodness. But whatever. So it was a nice day. So how you didn't take the baby to that, did you?
No. No.
She wasn't Chim Chim?
No. So, okay. Do you have a picture of the Racer X costume? Can you screen share it?
I will find one, yeah.
Is that possible? I can also jump on the gram.
No, I got it.
All right. Well, I'll describe it for the audio listener anyway, and before it gets pulled up. So Racer X wears a just full body white spandex outfit, bright red gloves and boots. And there's like a letter M on his chest, basically, but it's basically just straight white spandex. Not even like the superhero kind where you've got the underwear on the outside, just straight white spandex. And there's like a belt, I guess. That's exactly what I was going for. And then he's got like a little ski mask with some nerdy sunglasses. So I was very screen accurate. I got the spandex, tried it on many times. I learned what to dance.
Did the new one fit you better than the first one where you were Racer X rated, triple X, Racer triple X?
Did we talk about the dance belt last week?
No. You said that you had your first costume was unbelievably tight.
Mm-hmm. So
but that was it.
You don't know what a dance belt is?
A dance belt? No.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a region of the country where everybody dances?
It is.
The Rust Belt?
It is. It's between Tennessee and Oklahoma.
Oh, where the wind comes whipping across the plains?
And it does it whip.
Why are you saying it weird?
Because that's the way I said it.
Whip?
My left arm is going to break during this broadcast because if I move, this baby will freak out. I must just have my left arm. Like, this is what it is. She's just on my forearm. My whole forearm is just.
Can you rest it on a table?
She's got to be 11 or 12 pounds at this point. I can't rest it on anything or she will be mad.
You're going to have to get a sling.
I've read that you can't spoil a baby. So I'm just.
Where did you read that?
Spoiled in the book. You can't spoil a baby.
Is that the name of a book? You can't spoil a baby? Wow. All right. See, I'm out of touch. I don't know. I didn't know there was a book about not spoiling babies.
Dude.
All right. So what's a dance belt?
A dance belt is what male dancers wear so that you can't see all of their junk.
Oh,
and boys start wearing this. Boy dancers, like ballet dancers, start wearing this. I mean, at like 8 years old, basically. Like it's very.
Because they're all getting boners.
Right.
Lifting that girl, it's like male cheerleaders.
I do know. Dude, Instagram's been showing me so many cheerleaders lately. And they do the craziest.
How is it? Well, how did that get in your algorithm? Oh, did you move her?
I did, but she ripped one, and that usually helps a lot. The gassiest baby. She's definitely gassier than my son was, but in a very ladylike way. Oh, I wasn't making fun. I wasn't body shaming. Farting is hilarious. Objectively, everybody
farts. Everybody farts and everybody poops.
Oh God,
that's the book I read.
Oh, you poor little baby. One moment, please. Anyway, you can Google dance belt. I did not buy one.
I'll Google dance belt too. We'll see. Oh, you didn't. So your junk was just popping out. Oh my. Hello. Hold on. Let's see what we got here. Men's dance belt. It looks like a jock strap. That's what I used to call them back in the day. I guess we'll look at one without a man on it. Let's see more details. All right, here we go.
Yeah, so I didn't get a dance belt, which meant that I ended up wearing so I bought white sweatpants, because initially I'm like, oh, I'll put white sweatpants under the white spandex, it'll be fine. It wasn't fine. There you go. So now, I just decided, I told my teammates, I don't want to like be arrested as a sex offender. And they were like, just wear the sweatpants over the spandex, it'll be fine. It was fine. The belt kind of separated it a little bit, so it didn't look too terrible. So I just went with sweatpants on the outside.
Wow.
But yeah, it was but so I get on the Metro. So it's like
in your dance belt? You got on the Metro in your dance belt?
No, I didn't get a dance belt. My solution was to wear the sweatpants on the outside, because I didn't have time to get a dance belt, and I didn't know
who has time for that.
Right. So I didn't want my wife to have to drive me all the way downtown and back. So it's at the Metro. Well, okay. So it was pretty warm-ish, like 50s, 60s.
Sure. It's a nice
Saturday.
day.
So I've got the spandex, the sweatpants, this superhero costume, this goofy stuff. And I'm like, I'm not getting on the Metro like this. So I throw on my pea coat and my scarf, so I'm mostly covered. Right? Well, then I get on the Metro, and of course there's two people on the platform. One is wearing a Care Bears onesie. I don't know if she was going if I did her out or what, but like, there's this wackos. And then you get on, you just sit down, and no one looks at anyone because everyone's on their phone. So I'm like, why did I wear this coat? It's hot. then I got to Ogilvy, and I had to take the Green Line 2 stops to get to the starting line, because it started at Cobra Lounge. Yeah. Boy, I'm glad I had that coat for the Green Line, because boy, that's a different vibe. If I had stepped on there in spandex, I would have gotten my head spun off so fast, you would have thought that one of the people punching me was a superhero. Oh man.
Really? Why? What's the vibe on the Green Line?
The vibe on the Green Line is someone's going to murder you. Some dude like busted open the door, walking car to car. He just looks around. He goes, y'all soft. He's got like tattoos on his neck and stuff. I thought I was going to get shanked, honestly. Wow. So I am glad I was in cognito for that leg of the journey.
So you weren't wearing your Racer X mask?
I was not wearing the mask. If I had been, again, someone would have murdered me. It would have been bad. So
no, everybody knows Racer X is not soft.
He's not.
He was not.
I am, though.
Okay, well, that's probably true.
Yeah. But
now you tell me that story, and I hate to interrupt, but now that all my years of saying that I stay away from public transportation were all crystallized in your couple sentences about the Green Line.
Well, I think it's changed since the pandemic a little bit. And I'm basing that on no knowledge, because I don't live in the city.
Yeah, you're a suburbanite now.
But I've heard that vaguely through people that but yeah, man, it was pretty street. I felt like I was in Rockford all over again.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks. But
so you're on the Green Line, and you get to your stop, and you flee like a terrified little Racer X.
I did. Our team had made this really cool. We used chicken wire and paper mache and clay to make like the Mach 5, like Speed Racer's car, out of, like a sculpture around the cart, and painted it and everything. And yeah, we got to the starting area, donated our food, and then we were off to the bar crawl, which is pretty legit. We covered a lot of ground too. It was many miles of walking that day, because we started at Cobra Lounge, which is near like a West Loop area. And the first bar we went to was Peggy's, which is on Division and Wood in Wicker Park.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the first stop was like nearly a mile away. It was pretty intense.
So is it a race? Are you, because you're not carrying food in your cart, right?
Right.
So
yeah.
What does it work?
It's weird. You donate the food at the start, basically. Okay. And then you just put whatever your crap in your cart and you push it. And it's like kind of a race, quote unquote, but like they don't even give a prize for first, I don't think. Each bar you have to stop, and you have to stop there for 25 minutes. And the gimmick is like you can quote unquote sabotage another cart. So you can like duct tape their wheels together, or like do some like weird things to kind of make it harder for them to move. But like It's a waste-free event. So you can't, and you're not allowed to waste food. So you can't use any food. So you can't like Crisco oil someone's like handles. You can't do anything that would stay there permanently or could stay there. So yeah, there's like kind of weird creative ways of doing it. And I don't know. I think that's kind of like the lame part of it. I think it's like kind of forced, and it might have been a good idea like 10 years ago, but now it's I don't know. Every year we're like, what do we do to sabotage? And like we don't what are we supposed to do?
I would punch somebody if they sabotaged my I would pull out the crowbar that I would always have in my cart just in case I was, running through a sketchy area, and I would pummel the team and their cart if they sabotage my cart.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not a good team player.
Are we streaming? Are you sure we're streaming?
Yeah.
No one said anything. It's quiet.
The comments are showing up on the Facebook page. But they're not showing up here. And I didn't want to just hit refresh because I didn't know if we would be bounced out.
I could refresh because you would just bounce me back in.
Yeah. All right.
Let me see if that works. All right. Let me do that.
Because we got some comments on the Facebook page. But yes, I was noticing that. All right. Well, there. Cody's gone. Cody has left the building. So I don't know what to tell you other than, Cody's back. Hi, Cody. Did it work? No.
I'm here.
Yeah, people are commenting. Yes, we're here. We're being lame commenters tonight. No, I see your comments on Facebook. Who knows what's up with Restream? But as long as we're out, people are watching. So, and they'll download it. They'll download. They'll still get your QR codes up there in case people want to do this. So, all right. So, even though you can sabotage, most people don't, or are there some teams that do, and you want to hurt them?
So I witnessed one on my cart. So usually everyone you can all stay outside if you want, but that's lame. So usually most of the team goes in and has a drink or something, and then one person stands guard, and I was standing guard, and I was talking to the cart next to me, which was the Teenage Mutant Tina Turners.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, they were great. They were all Tina Turner and green face with little skirts. Very fun.
Hey now.
And this woman ran over and started to put packing tape around one of my wheels. When I had my back turned, I turned back. I'm like, no, and I kind of grab it from her, and I'm like, no, go away. And she's like, haha, I sabotaged you. And she ran, and then I pulled it off. And it was very stupid. Again, not my favorite part of the event.
Yeah.
Seems weird. It's a great event. It's super good for
it looked really cool on the news, and the picture you posted on Instagram today looked really cool. Why would you add that part to it? People have worked very hard on their carts.
But people have fun. Somebody did something. There were a couple super creative ones one year. I think like someone took like an electronic brake or something and could like wirelessly like stop other carts. Or, like, people got really hardcore at one point, and I think it was really cool. But right. I don't know. Maybe my team's just lame, or I don't know. So you'll like
just
this.
Good citizens.
So while I'm standing in there with the Teenage Mutant Tina Turners, it was, I won't say if it was them or an adjacent cart, but one of the other part of the other activity you can do, which I do like, is you can bribe the judges.
Oh, I like that.
Yes, and people get very creative with that. So we had little speed racer, like kind of like poster things we were handing to judges. Other teams have brought beers in the past. Like give them a beer. Some people give them money, like literally.
Well, it is Chicago.
Usually a little more creative than that. We had one of my teammates printed out stickers of all of the Speed Racer characters for us to hand to people.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, a lot of people hand out stuff to each other during the event. Like at the start, everyone's handing out shots. There was an Arrested Development themed cart, and they were handing out bananas. Like
I like that. Frozen. There's always money in the banana stand.
Yeah, little chocolate banana pieces in a cup. There was the Dilly Partons, which were Dill Pickle Dolly Partons handing out pickleback shots.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there was we handed out sake because
Japanese animation.
Yeah, anime. And there was a weird Super Mario Brothers cryptocurrency crossover.
Okay.
They had all these Super Mario and crypto puns, but I punched the coin block that they had hanging on a fishing pole, and they handed me a little gold coin box with 2 mini bottles of Fireball in it. Because Mario shoots fireballs.
Yeah.
So
nice.
People just like hand them out. People are just giving away like alcohol and stickers and like little things and kind of like a Mardi Gras kind of thing. But
yeah, it sounds like fun.
Much tamer. But one of the carts was they were bribing the judges with whippets.
Wow. wow. That is like Mardi Gras.
Which I guess is legal. Oh, right. You had that. You had those people.
All the fraternity boys and the sorority girls were doing whippets nonstop.
Now, have you ever done a whippet?
No. I drink. That's what I do. And I've had a little cannabis in the last couple of years, but
right.
No. Well, no, I hear it can mess up your brain. I did a lot of reading on it afterwards.
I also heard it can be very bad. I was told very emphatically that it will not mess up your brain, and that there's you can do it.
Who was somebody was that emphatic? Tried to get you to do it.
People doing the whippets. I did try one whippet out of curiosity,
and
it didn't do anything for me.
Okay, did you do it right?
You see, that's what people were asking. The first time I didn't do it right because nothing came out. And I'm like, what? Whatever. And they're like, you gotta push a little harder so like air actually comes out. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I did it. I don't know. They were like, oh, it only lasts like 3 to 5 seconds, but it's like really great. I didn't feel anything.
That's what. That's what I had read too. That it's very short lived, and that's why you want to keep doing them.
No,
they aren't risk free.
No.
If you overdose, it's likely to cause vomiting, trouble breathing, and excessively low blood pressure. And fainting.
Dude, I've had a cough since Saturday. Maybe it's from the damn whippet.
Yeah, maybe you whipped it good, dude.
Winners don't do drugs. We do not condone any drug use, but I'm a morbidly curious person, especially about drugs. And if people are doing them out in public and it's not illegal, I'm going to try it.
See, and here's the thing. While I am also curious, I also know myself. And I said this about a lot of things in my life. I know that if I try something and it's really cool, I'm going to go no holds barred.
Yeah.
Like I'd be doing whippets all through this podcast. I'd be doing whippets at school. Not for long because I'd get fired, but you know what I mean? I mean, that's why I'm glad, cannabis has not held that much allure for me. Because it's like, all right, I tried it. Didn't really, whatever. It's okay. But like the way people talked about other drugs, they're like, oh, it's so great. And I'm like, I'll pass. Thanks.
Yeah.
No moral judgment. Just that was the only place in my life I was self-aware. Where I was like, I know my personality. I'm going to pass on something that could really, I'm already addicted to Girl Scout cookies. I don't need to be addicted to Coke too.
Dude, the mint chocolate Oreos taste about the same as the mint cookies.
Have you seen that there's that new raspberry one, Girl Scout cookie that's like a raspberry Thin Mint, and it's sold out in an hour everywhere, and now it's on eBay. People are getting $100 a box for these cookies. There's only one troop left, and it's the troop in New York that was made up for girls who live in shelters, homeless shelters. They still have some, and you could order them from them. But I don't know what the shipping would be.
That's silly. Are you going to buy some?
No.
Seems like a miss. Seems like a missed opportunity, Brian.
I don't have FOMO that much for a $5 box of cookies. Debbie brought home some Girl Scout cookies the other day. And unfortunately, she brought the 2 kinds I really like. So I have been working hard not to eat them.
Our neighbors didn't come over to sell the Girl Scout cookies this year.
You can just order them online.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do that.
I don't know. Haven't you gone to the Jewel? Has anybody, any kids in your neighborhood putting the tables outside Jewel or Walmart or something?
My spouse typically does the grocery shopping.
Oh, Are you still doing the ordering and having them delivered like you were during the COVID?
No, she does a lot of the Aldi pickup.
Okay.
But with
Somebody
2
was
kids.
just telling me about that Aldi pickup.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Debbie, I got to go back to Aldi. I don't know why I don't go to Aldi. Probably because I'm lazy. Because I do most of the grocery shopping, and I always just go to Jewel. That's it. Just out of habit. I go to Walmart for certain things, and then groceries at Jewel.
I feel like you're the kind of person that would get angry when Aldi doesn't have something you want, though. And they don't always have the same stock. You know what I mean?
Well, that I know because a while ago, I did go in there for something, and they had these pickles, these pickle chips. They were the best pickle chips I had ever had in my life. Like chips of pickle, not potato chips flavor.
Oh, wow.
They were like a garlicky kind of, they were great. And so I bought a couple of containers of them. And then I went back, and of course it's Aldi, so they didn't have them. I was like, not angry, disappointed, But somebody was telling me they do that with Aldi. They do the Aldi pickup. They just whip in, out they come with all your Aldi food. And I said, aren't you worried about produce? Because I could do it for, I don't know, canned goods and things like that. But when it comes to produce, like my apples and stuff, I want to pick them up. I want to see. You're not changing her diaper, are you?
No. I'm trying to rest her on my knee, or not my knee, but my.
Yeah, that didn't work.
That didn't work.
That didn't work. No,
it's not what she wanted.
She's much smarter than you're giving her credit for.
Forearm specifically.
Yep.
God, it hurts.
Now, what if you go to your other arm, your right arm?
Does that I tried work? That. It was not.
It's left arm. She likes the way your left arm fits in her undercarriage.
It's just the left arm. I don't know, man. Babies, man, picky. They're picky. She knows what she wants.
You're gonna have to get like a sling or a brace that will keep your arm in that position.
Well,
what? This is where you could make $1 million in the parenting goods market.
I've got
some sort of brace.
No, I've got the. Oh God, you just spat up on my leg. That's awesome. I'm just kidding. And I'm trying to keep her off camera because I don't trust Facebook.
I understand.
I'm just gonna what's it called? We've got the backpack that I could have put on and should have definitely put on. Here, have a bottle. You'll like that a lot. I'm now standing on one leg doing tree pose like in yoga with my right arm. She apparently is not hungry. And I am dad of the year. I'm gonna get DCFS called on me during this show. Is what's gonna happen.
No, what you're gonna get during this show is that everybody who's had a baby is gonna go, oh my God, I can't believe we survived this. Everybody who survived it knows what you're going through. So I would not worry about it. Because at some point, like last week, your wife will come home and then she'll go, what are you doing with the baby in there?
And most of the people that survived it weren't trying to do a podcast while they did it.
No, well, that's a different time. They were trying to drink a scotch and smoke a cigarette.
You don't want me to hold you like that, do you? Well, that didn't go well at all.
Mike says that Aldi curbside is way more accurate than Jewel.
Correct. Yes.
Really? Gina says, we understand what you're going through, Cody. Scott wants to know how your job search has progressed. Has it progressed? Oh, Cody's busy right now, Scott. We'll get the answer to that.
So it has. Maybe.
What?
There's a significant update. The thing is, I just don't trust it.
Okay.
I don't trust it till I start. So I'm not going to talk about it till next week.
Don't jinx it.
But my job search has gone like this. Like I had a recruit. I think I told this story. I don't know if I did actually. A recruiter contacted me about a role, and then we had a screening, and I was really excited about it. And then she's like, "Oh, you'll hear back by tomorrow." Day goes by, I email her. What happened? Got an update for me? And she's like, "Oh yeah, sorry, the position had been filled before I contacted you."
What?
I just screwed up. So the recruiter just screwed up. So that's how that went. So here I'm getting excited because the recruiter goes out to me, and it wasn't even a real job. Then, hold on, I'm putting this baby down.
She doesn't want to be down. Oh, that's the serious. That's the herky jerky cry when you know a kid is really upset. Oh man. Tom says to sing her a lullaby. Lullaby and good night. 'Cause your dad is talking.
I actually
You
thought that
are
would work.
crying. Mom wants you to sing her a lullaby.
There was another job I was interviewing for. I got 5 rounds of interviews. Five, not rounds, but I interviewed with 5 people. I thought I was all set. And then they're like, yeah, we decided not to actually hire this position because the economy and all that stuff. So,
okay.
Right? So that's how things have gone. So yes, I have an offer that I have accepted. Do I believe it will happen? No, because they're like, oh, we need a background check. We need this, we need that, we need blah, blah, blah. So I've just sent them info. I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. They could find something in my history. And
I was going to say, is there something we don't know that they're going to dig up in your background check?
Yeah, they're going to be like, you worked at what radio station? I'm going to be like, yeah, I know. So
you let your baby cry?
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to see this episode of this podcast and it's just going to disqualify.
If they see that, they're going to go, this guy is troubleshooting. He's a great troubleshooter. Doesn't have a very strong left forearm, but he's a troubleshooter.
I have a dude, I've been working out for like 6 months. The only reason I was able to do that as long as I did was because I have a strong left forearm.
Yeah.
Dude, I've got a bicep that you can almost see if you zoom in. You can't.
When are you going to get the barbed wire tattoo around it?
Oh man, there was some good barbed wire on AEW Revolution last night.
I thought of you because my producer and the sports guy who came on after me on TMJ tonight were at a bar yesterday watching AEW, and I said, "Oh, that's the one with the new one." Blah, blah, blah. I said, "I know a little bit about it because my podcast partner is obsessed." So did you pay to watch it or no? Yeah, Mike says you're swole.
Thank you.
You are swole. You're huge.
I paid. Yeah. No, I paid the $50, $60 for the pay-per-view.
Is that what it costs? $50, $60 now that you're almost employed?
Right.
Fingers crossed.
Oh yeah, no, all the money's going out the door. So if this job does fall through, I'm done. I'm done.
So all right, who was a big card yesterday?
The main event was Bryan Danielson, who was known in WWE as Daniel Bryan.
Oh, yes.
Bryan Danielson is widely considered like one of the top 3 wrestlers in the world. Some say he's the greatest wrestler ever. Like he is a good wrestler. And then the big heel, the bad guy in AEW is Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. And MJF is on another level that I have never seen a wrestler as intense as him.
Really? What makes him so intense?
His promos are violent, like on another level of violent. He never breaks character, and you actually aren't really sure when he's in character or not.
Really?
Last night, about 3 minutes into the match, he just walked out into the crowd and dumped over a big trash can in the arena and just dumped trash everywhere, all over where the crowd was, and then just threw the trash can. His opponent wasn't even there. He was in the ring. And then he started walking back to the ring, and there was this woman there with her son, who probably was 10 years old. And she was drinking water. She was standing there with a cup of water. He grabbed the cup of water and dumped it, threw it on her son. And then walked to the ring, and it was not a plant. It really was not a plant. You could see on her face, she sold it. I mean, it was real. And then the CEO of the company apologized that night, and they're gonna give him the kid free tickets to next week's event.
Oh yeah, the kids. I'm looking at the picture right now. The kid looked like he was holding a replica belt. And he's got a hood on, and there he is.
Yeah.
He said the kid looked thirsty.
No, dude, TMZ picked up. No, MJF is next level. He's so intense. And he gives these promos like he's like a psychopath. He Bryan Danielson's got 2 kids, and MJF cut this promo. He's like, I'm going to cut this promo for your kids. And he's yelling at the camera, and he's like, I'm going to give your daddy early onset CTE, which is what Chris Benoit had. Chris Benoit, the wrestler that killed his wife and
family.
son.
Yeah.
Yeah. it gets really dark with him, and like
Wow.
he doesn't ever break character or pull punches or like tone it down. He like there
Wow.
might be something actually wrong with him, maybe,
like
but
like he's a psychopath or
yeah, he like might actually be a psychopath. Like it is compelling television. Like he really knows how to like.
wow. All
Yeah.
right.
So that was the main event. It was a 60-minute Iron Man match that went into overtime. So it was like,
How does it go into overtime?
it was
Nobody
tied.
wins or nobody pins somebody? What's the deal?
Iron Man match is the most pinfalls or submissions in 60 minutes.
Okay.
So they each had 3 falls on each other, and then it went into overtime. So they had to do a sudden death, like final one. So it was like 70 minutes of wrestling. Unreal. So good.
Worth the $60, even if you are unemployed. Sometimes you got to treat yourself. Yeah, these guys were at TMJ were all jazzed up about it too. Pardon me. Man, I feel like I'm not really contributing tonight. Tonight's Cody's night to carry things because
That's
I'm unwell.
Terrifying right now. My baby is crying for half of this.
Congratulations, Cody. Scott says if you get the job, it's got to feel great after all this time away from work. Well, you were planning on being away from work for how long?
My paternity leave would have ended this week.
Okay.
So yeah.
So this was your plan, except you also planned to get paid during this time.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Yeah. So the not working part you're okay with. It was the not getting paid part that sucked.
True. Yeah, no, thanks. No, I'm pumped. It's been like 5 months, which is crazy. It's the longest I've been unemployed in my adult life. And it was uncomfortable and it felt wrong and bad to it was really hard to take that long. But my dad has said, I don't know where he gets this information, but he has claimed that the higher pay you get, the longer it takes.
Probably.
So, and I do make a lot more than I ever have. And this new job would again be like, I've always had an upward trajectory in my career. I've never gotten another job or changed jobs and taken a step. Well, that's not strictly true. I kind of did when I went to Curiosity, but I was going from social media to podcasting and media. Yeah. Like that was an industry change. And what I got to do was actually harder and better. It was a startup, so they paid a little less. So other than that, everything with that exception, other than that, like it's
that
upward.
must be nice. Molly has that too. Molly's been that way.
Oh, dude! Except she does it every like 6 months. She's going up another step.
And now she's worked this place for a while, like over a year, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, no, that's good. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed that by next week it's official.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't want to jinx it, but I'm sure I already have.
No, well, listen, no, you haven't jinxed it. Your background check is going to jinx it. That's when things are going to get dicey. When they look into, dressed in, your guy with your dork hanging out in white spandex running around the streets.
Yeah.
That can't be good. What else? Yeah,
we took a lot of twists and turns this conversation, Brian.
It has, and this has been a really weirdly slow week where all I did was I'd go to school, I'd come home from school, and I'd have 2 hours to prep for radio, and then I did that, and then the weekend came, and I was feeling crummy because listen, we went out. My mom is coming home Saturday. She's been gone for 5 weeks. She's been down in Florida. So while she was gone, we were trying to get all these projects done at her house so we wouldn't have to deal, so they were just done. The front door that had been ordered in September, that was, I'm sure I've talked about the horrible odyssey that was this door. Well, the front door, the permanent front door is finally in. It's in. And the storm door is on, but I do think she was hustled, and I have a feeling I'm going to have to replace the doorknobs because she didn't get knobs for the front door or those things that you push down with your thumb. She's got the lever on the front doors, and because of the way the doors open, they had to put them on upside down. Now the doors lock and technically open, but I'm like, why did she? What? And I couldn't go. The day they came to install the front door, Debbie was like, well, I'll go work at your mom's. Because she works from home. So she's able to take her computer and she's able to work from my mom so she could be there when they installed it. Because I had school. Well, so Saturday I go over and I'm like, oh man, the door looks nice. And then I walk up to it and I'm like, what the hell is going on with these handles? And I'm like, it's upside down. And it's what? And Debbie's like, those are the ones that they brought. She, that's what she ordered. I'm like, oh God. So I have a feeling when we get her to the house on Saturday, she's gonna go, I didn't order these. What the hell happened with it? But if worse comes to worse, I know I can install a doorknob and a deadbolt, especially since these are brand new. I'll take them off. But yeah, so and like she's got a lockbox on the back door for her medic alert deal, which is how this whole thing started because she wouldn't let me put the lockbox on. So when the alarm company called the fire department when she fell, they couldn't get in the house because there was no key. So that's why they had to blast through the door like they were raiding a cartel, safe house.
Right.
So now, after that, she was convinced, okay, she put it on the back door. It was all set. Well, now with these goofy ass handles, you can't put the lockbox on the handle. So who knows? But anyway, so that project is done. And then today, the basement door out to the garage, because she needed a new one of those fire stop doors, that got installed today. Debbie went out today. And because I was like, I was going to go. And then the way the guy described the job when he came out and looked at it, there was going to be a lot of work. Plus, this, contractors never show up when they say.
Really?
So the window was like 7 to 9 a.m. that they were going to show up. And I was like, okay, let's say they show up in that window. And if things go wrong or if I got to get home because I had radio today. It was Pulaski Day, so I didn't have school. So Debbie's like, I'll just go and I'll work out there. Turns out the guy got there at 7:15. He was done by 9:45. 3 guys showed up. They got everything done. And so Debbie calls and says, it's done. I'm like, it's done already? I said, are you going to come home then and finish working from here? No, because now Molly's here, so we're just going to stay here. So they ended up staying at my mom's and getting lunch. But so I got to pick her up. We're picking her up from the airport Saturday. We'll see what happens. But I know I got to just, if you're a business person and you take advantage of an 86-year-old woman who obviously is not, she's with it. She's not losing her mind or anything, but it's like, she's not paying attention. She just A, fell, B, had the paramedics and fire department break down her front door. She's worried because the ladies are coming for mahjong in an hour. She doesn't want to go to the hospital because the ladies are coming for mahjong. And then some guy comes in and is trying to sell her a door. Stop it. Just don't do that.
It's too much.
It's too much for me to describe, let alone being 85 at the time or 86 and, going through it. So who knows? But the doors are up. But now I got to go out there. I forgot. I have to take down her Christmas tree and stuff on Thursday before she gets home.
Her Christmas tree is still up.
Yeah, because she left. She left right after Christmas. And she was like, and I had said to her, I'll take it down before you get home. And I forgot. So I'm going out there Thursday after school and I'll get that done. But nobody can see it because she's got the, the blinds and stuff. And, so who knows? But so we went out there because she had all these pictures that people had given her and they were all kind of leaning on, they were sitting on top of this buffet thing. And before she left, she was like, I want to do one of those gallery walls like Molly's always talking about. I want to put up there with frames and so we're like, oh well, we'll do that.
What's a gallery wall?
A gallery wall is where you have a lot of pictures up there, but it's organized chaos. So the pictures aren't like in a line or in a set grid. They're in all different places with no rhyme or reason. And Molly's really good at it.
Oh, can she come out to my place and show me how to do a gallery wall?
I
literally want that in my office. I've been talking to my wife about it for like a month.
She's done it in her apartment now. I'm the technical end of the gallery wall, because I come out with the level and the stuff, and I actually hang it, but she sees it. She visualizes it. And so she did it. She got a great one at her apartment. And so she did one for my mom. So they had gotten all the frames and stuff. And we went, and I don't know, she's really good at it. Like, I can conceptualize where furniture goes in a room, like big spatial things like that. But her artistic eye, so that's going to be a surprise. Probably. So if you're listening to this and you know my mom, don't tell her. But then,
if you have a picture of one of her gallery walls, I would love to see it.
All right.
And assess if it's what I'm going for. Because I'm telling you, man, I'll
take one of the ones at my mom's, and I'll take one of her. I'll ask her to take one of hers. Hers goes down a whole hallway. It's a whole hallway gallery wall.
I've got a hallway upstairs. I was thinking of doing it, and then I want to also maybe do it in my office. So perfect.
Yeah, and it's all different size pictures and all stuff. So that's that. It was we'll see. But then Molly starts thinking that, oh well, Molly thinks like a 26-year-old because she's 26, and she's like, I would be upset if somebody just came into my house, even if it was something that I wanted, and did it. And I was like, well, that's fair at 26. And I would also be upset like that. But I said, grandma has been talking about this for months and would never pull the trigger. And she can't do it herself. So now we're going to do it. Oh, Mike says his mom's tree is still up too. No, I'm not in a bad sun corner, because if she had been home, I would have done it whenever she tells me, because she likes to leave it up. So I say, all right, well, when you're done with it, you tell me, and then I'll come and take it down. Since she was going down to my brother's house, I was like, well, you won't want it when you get back in the middle of March, so I'll take it down before you get home. So that's all. It won't take me long.
I'm bent over feeding my baby a bottle while she sits in her bouncy seat.
Oh, where'd you get the other bottle?
Well, she barely drank the first one.
Oh, she didn't finish the first one. Okay.
Yeah. So
all right, that's good. I like the voice of God, Cody, who we don't see. We just hear.
I like to keep things interesting,
You do. You always keep things interesting. Always. So yeah, it was a weird week where nothing much was happening, but we did went back to one of my old haunts Saturday night, went and had some beers and pizza at Flapjack for dinner. And that was nice. I miss having beer. I still have that 4-pack of King Cake Stout for us that we have to split.
Yes.
So I haven't cracked. I'm not going to crack them open until I see you. So
amazing.
Get that done.
That sounds fantastic. I'm looking forward to that very much as well. Usually you've always have stories, even when nothing quote unquote happens during your week. So I think this is fine.
Well, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I saw a musical yesterday.
How was 1776? I forgot you were going. Yeah, I had to cancel that. I wasn't able to go.
Big fan.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course I don't have the play, but I'm never prepared because I have to somehow I have 2 hours of bedtime with rituals with one child while juggling a screaming baby at the same time every time we do the show, because my wife teaches yoga Mondays. We might talk about moving this back to Tuesdays.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right. Yes, we can. Let's find a night that's conducive to your schedule.
Yeah. Well, this.
Oh, she's very sad. Why don't we call it?
No. I want to talk about 1776.
Oh, okay.
Jesus. Plus, my wife is supposed to have been home by now. She's probably just
she's out just sitting in the driveway, enjoying a couple more minutes of peace and quiet.
So I don't have the playbill. So none of this is going to be a terrible quality review. The review of the show is good, but I'm not going to know any actors' names or any characters' names or anything. But it was at the CIBC Theater, which is a smaller theater than the Nederlander or Cadillac Palace, I think. Felt more intimate, not a bad seat in the house.
That's where Hamilton ran for so long.
Really?
Yep.
Why? It's so small.
I don't know. That's where Hamilton was.
I'm gonna hand this baby to my wife and then come back.
Oh, is she home?
I think so. Hold on one sec.
That's nothing wives life better than the husband to just run over with the baby and go, here, take this child. I used to do that every once in a while with Debbie. When I'd be home with Molly, I'd be off the road, and there'd be those days where I just couldn't. I couldn't get her to calm down. She was having a bad day. And so I'd be standing like a dog looking out the window waiting for Debbie to come home from work. And as soon as she walked through the door, I'd go, here, you got to take her. I can't anymore. I can't take her anymore. You got to take her away from me. So Monique is going to 1776 on Saturday. Yeah, Tommy, it is the handoff. It's the crucial parenting handoff. Well, I hope. Oh, thanks, Cindy. Monique, if you don't want, you probably know the story. I was going to say, if you don't want spoilers, don't listen. But we all know what happened in 1776. Yeah, I was upset that I couldn't go, but my work schedule changed, and so I couldn't go see it, which is unfortunate. I enjoy going. We're actually what's next? Oh, Tina Turner, the Tina one we're going to see. So I can't wait to see that. That'll be fun. One of these, I can't remember what day. Doesn't matter what day, we're going to see Tina. Now, Monique is going to see 1776 on Saturday, Cody. So I don't know if there are spoilers. Oh. Probably not.
No, I don't know what Monique knows about the show because I went in blind.
Oh, okay.
But there is a gimmick. You could call it a gimmick. I don't gimmick. Sounds uncomplimentary, so I don't mean for it to sound like that. But there is an approach to the production that is quite unique.
Oh,
and different. And I don't know if she's aware of this. So if not, this pertains to the entire production. It's about the cast and who is in the cast and how they cast it.
Is it stunt casting or
no? I'll give you 10, 15 seconds to tune out because we're just gonna wrap up with 1776. And then, of course, I just placed my baby in my bedroom in her bassinet, and now she's just laying there peacefully.
Sure.
Because of course she's not near me. Man, we have a weird relationship.
Get to your kids just don't really find you appealing.
Sometimes she doesn't like me. What's gonna be fun is when I just heard the garage door open. So it'll be fun as my wife walks in, gets settled, and then walks into our room and just sees our baby alone in there and wonders how long I left her there.
Well, she'll think, she must have gone to sleep. That's so nice. He probably had a real easy night. I'm glad. I didn't want Cody to have to struggle. I know he was doing the podcast. So that's good that the baby behaved and was calm for him.
Yeah.
Then just play this for her.
No, we'll wrap with this, but Monique, if you've read anything about this, you probably know this already, but I hadn't. So this is where the, I guess, like vague thematic spoilers start. It is an all-female cast.
Oh,
yeah, it's a show about the founding fathers, and it is an all-female, very diverse cast.
Nice.
Yeah, and it totally works. So I went because my wife's birthday was a couple weeks ago, and she grew up watching this movie. She loved 1776, and she's always talked about it. And I've brought her many musicals, but she never considered herself the musical, right? I was the musical guy, right?
Right.
But she had the relationship with the show. So, lo and behold, it's showing immediately after her birthday. Great, let's get tickets.
Perfect.
So this is our first real go out and have a day since my baby was born.
Right.
My folks were very, very kind and generous, and I'm very fortunate. They came out and watched both of my kids for a few hours. We drove in and out. I mean, it was 5 hours, but it's
right.
It's
but it's nice to have somebody. Yeah, it's nice to have somebody come in and help out.
Well, yeah, no, and I'm saying from their end, it's only 5 hours, but dude, it's a toddler and a baby. They can be a lot,
Yeah.
So that was great. But yeah, we zipped in and sat down, and sometimes people can hit you over the head with messaging
Yeah.
Sometimes it can feel preachy, or it can feel condescending, or it can feel like just over determined. This was not that. So, at no point during the show was I like, oh, they're like, it wasn't like a female Ghostbusters.
They weren't fighting the patriarchy?
No, it really was very true to the thing. And again, I don't know any. I'm so unfamiliar with it. I just don't have the playbill, and I did a very poor prep for this segment. But the woman who plays Thomas Jefferson was this unbelievably funny black woman who just like the way she played it. You were like, Benjamin Franklin totally could have been a sassy black lady. Like it's just so natural the way she delivers everything, and it's just, she's got a great presence. And I mean, I think everybody's soup to nuts. It stars John Adams, and it's about obviously him trying to get people to sign the Declaration of Independence.
Right.
And it's just really well done. Like I said, a lot of diversity in the cast. There is a showstopper done by a woman who plays a colonel. Basically, she's not even like a president, but she the second half, really, she sings this just a goosebump inducing showstopper that was so good. I was mad after the show that I couldn't go listen to a recording of her doing it, because the original cast is all men, right? So it's going to be a very different vibe. But my wife said that it was almost like identical to the movie. There were, and when you have a relationship with a show for a long time, it's hard to like separate it.
Like you with cats?
Like me with Cats. Well, no, with me with Cats is always tremendous, Brian. And that's part of the joy and the magic of Cats, which is showing around my birthday next month. But I instructed my wife, do not get tickets to Cats for my birthday. I will wait until the next time they come around. We are not wasting a date afternoon on Cats, even though I love it. I have.
Well, Monique says that she's seen the show and she's there for the unique cast.
Oh, good. Like I said, dude, it was really good though. Like, I mean,
that's
and
great.
all the performances were good. All the songs were good. What I found really nice about the first half is they start with a couple songs. There's a lot of dialogue after that. So it's like a, more of a hybrid play kind of musical situation.
Okay.
But it is good, man. I mean, I definitely a standing ovation. The show itself, just writing wise, it has a kind of a weird flow.
Okay.
Because they're doing political stuff, and then they just like pull aside and sing a song about like I think it was like Thomas Jefferson playing the violin. It's like it's kind of like a bit of not a love story, but kind of some more sentimental moments, I guess, with a couple of the founding fathers and their wives, and like they're fine. And they're well done. It just, I don't know, as like seeing the musical, I'm like, this is weird. Like,
all right.
It seems to go a little bit like hard left and hard right in terms of just like scene to scene, just 2 or 3 times. The rest of the show is very coherent and kind of like flows, but a couple odd choices. But it was written in the 60s, so it's older. But yeah, man, it holds up. I recommend it. CIBC Theater, 1776. It's playing through sometime next week. But check out tickets. You can get tickets. I got tickets for under $100, and they were good seats. So
how was the crowd at a Sunday matinee?
Pretty chill. Nobody's super annoying. Elderly? So definitely we were on the younger side, but there was actually some kids, not kids, but like some high schoolers probably there too.
Okay.
And I love that it just did its thing. And there were only 1 or 2 lines where you could there was almost like kind of a wink, wink, nod, nod. We're going to say this line as a white male, but I'm not that. And there's like a kind of a double meaning implied.
Okay.
But they were so subtle. I don't even remember what they were. I don't even remember the lines. But I remember the moments, and it was so subtle, or just like they would just move right to the next thing, where I never felt like, oh, they're doing this like before a white guy, like that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
Like I said, it just, I do think that the casting added something to it. There was definitely more of an intensity when they're singing the song about like slavery, and half the performers in the cast are black women, right? Like it hit different, but in a really, I think, like in a really cool way. It was just artfully done. I'm glad they did it, it's not a show I think that you will see put on much. And I think that the way they cast it makes it more palatable to a modern audience. So
Nice.
I highly recommend it.
All right. Fair enough. Well, before we go, I will give you something that I do not highly recommend.
Uh-oh.
The new Chris Rock special.
Really?
Yes, I was very disappointed because, he's been waiting for a year to come out, and everybody's been waiting to hear the material on Will Smith. There's only a couple minutes at the end. And it was like, what?
Oh.
And the rest of the material was not Chris Rock standard, in my opinion. I only laughed out loud twice, 3 times, maybe.
Yikes.
And I like Chris Rock, but I'm like, I've heard a lot of this before. Not from him, just topic wise. It was like, oh, okay. And then when he finally got to the Will Smith thing, it was like over. And it was just him being pissed and taking every opportunity to call Will Smith a bitch, which he kind of is, but he kept saying so-and-so called him a bitch and blah, blah, blah. It was never. So yeah, it just wasn't up to snuff. And then because it was live, it was weird. He screwed up a couple jokes, which if he had recorded the concert or the special would have been fine. They would have fixed it. It was just a whole weird thing. And I'm glad I didn't watch it Saturday when it came out because they had a pre-show and a post-show and a whole big thing. But yeah, I was like, oh, that's not, what, in my opinion, not his best efforts. So there you go.
He wasn't sending his best.
No, he didn't. You know what? Maybe he did a, what do they call it? Low intensity Monday or low effort Monday. Or mail it in Monday, which we started calling it on the radio. It's mail it in Monday. Or we don't do much.
Nice.
Yeah. So that is that. But listen, I am feeling worse by the moment. So thank you for carrying the load tonight, and not only the load of the show, but the load of the baby in your one arm. Now that, and yeah, go in and tell your wife, oh man, look at this. You know why I got this gun? From holding the baby for an hour in this arm. What do you think of this? Swole baby. Yeah, you show her. You go in there, flex it up. Go, I'm a guy who might have a job now. Get your neck veins popping. Is it a remote job? So will you be able to stay at home?
Yeah, remote.
Nice.
But not fully. I'm not that excited yet. I will be excited if they're like, here's your start date, and then I work a day, and they're like, oh, you're getting paid for this day. That's when I will be excited. But I am reserving that.
No, I understand. I understand. Well, we will keep our fingers crossed that day comes. What was I going to say? Yeah. So we'll talk next week. We can figure out, we'll talk off about a day if you need to change the day.
Yeah.
So that's that. I got nothing else.
Cool.
I got nothing.
I feel like I hear my baby crying, even though she's like halfway across the house and I know my wife is home. So I'm also going to go.
Yeah. You got your spider sense tingling.
Like what? Yeah. There's no way I can hear that with my headphone. No. Whatever.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for downloading. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everybody you love and most of the people you hate. And the QR code will be up there for this week as well. If you still want to contribute to Cody's Shiditarod team, they did very, very well. So help them out a little more if you want. Wednesday and Friday, I'll be back on WTMJ 6 to 9. And they actually had me cut a promo, Cody. So it's official.
Who'd you cut the promo on? Was it for a Hell in a Cell match? It
was for a Hell in a Cell match. It's actually one of those endurance Ironman matches.
Oh,
because I'm going to be out for 3 hours. So those are, it's 180-minute Hell in the Cell.
How will you ever fill that much time, Brian?
I don't know. Thank goodness. I, can do shadow puppets and voices. All right. But we're done filling time for tonight. I hope you feel better. I hope I feel better. Good luck. I'm glad the baby is now calm. Now that everything is over, go and give her a smooch.
Now that she's not near me. Now that she's not near me.
Right. Well, we all feel better when we're not near you. Let's be honest.
Fair.
All right. See ya.
Okay, bye.